I guess.
All right, we have everybody back, so let's go ahead and get started. First things first, thank you very much for playing. It was a lot of fun to watch you guys go at it. Do you have any shout outs that you want to make? Viper, you can start first.
As far as shoutouts go, I just want to shout out to my good old friend. I think he tuned in for this. I don't know if he's there, but thanks, Martz. Other than other than that, not really. I've got a Twitter, ViperMusashi, and I've got actually I set up streaming on Hitbox. I know it's a lot different than Twitch,
Interesting.
so I'm trying it out. Yeah, it's Hitbox TV. I like it a lot more. It's more user friendly. I think the dashboard is with Twitch, I had problems where like you couldn't adjust, the name of your title on the fly or anything like that. It was all weird. But Hitbox is great on that. Much less lag, more responsive, and there's no delay like that YouTube delay where you have to wait like the 30 seconds minimum before your viewers can see what's going on. You can negate that with Hitbox. It's virtually what you are playing is what people are seeing.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So,
all right.
I like it.
Shmeeggeggy?
Well, as always, I'd like to plug the day and night D&D groups that are going on. They're all lots of fun. Whenever they happen or whenever you can happen to catch them. Of course, I have a Twitter that's under the same name as my chat name. I'm going to start trying to stream here pretty soon.
Okay, cool. All right, so before we move on too much further, let's quick shout out to everybody hanging out with us today in the chat, including Kesura, Farouk Rules, Namek, Probetoss, Threxor, and ZRQ. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the games. So, first game was on King Sejong Station, according to my notes here. Tell me how you guys approach ZVZ on the ladder, since it is the first time playing each other, and how specifically you approached this map. Go ahead and start first, Viper.
This map I kind of like the early expand build because you're kind of you're guaranteed that you can only be attacked from one way, and it's a more or less easily defendable area. So I just kind of hoped that he wouldn't hit me too badly. I didn't see his natural, like, I don't know, 2-3 minutes in, and I was really worried. But I held off what lings he threw at me because I had to spine crawlers up, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then expanded and used ultras.
Yeah.
Shmeeggeggy?
That map I love doing a little bit of early aggression into just some static defense with roaches mixed in, and then hitting mutiling if I see none of those spore crawlers, which is what I was trying to do toward the end, and then I saw the ultralisks and I kind of went into panic mode there. I just kind of looked at my tech trees and I'm like, oh wait, I have nothing that would help me against that.
Oh no.
I was expecting mutas, but I knew if you had put the gas in the mutas, you wouldn't have as much ground army, and I would have just overpowered you anyway. So.
Yeah.
All right. I think that more or less sums up that first game. I don't think I remember anything else that I wanted to throw a question out about. However, if you guys do have any additional comments to make about that game, feel free.
Oh, did you get any upgrades? Because I totally forgot attack. Like, I only got armor, and that was it. I was like 3 armor.
Yeah, I was having so much trouble getting that economy at the natural going. And by the time I realized that I was only pumping armor, I was like, oh crap, it's 11 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
I felt so lost when I looked at the time. I was like, oh crap.
I noticed you had a nice concave with the hydras, and I was a little worried about that. I pulled my roaches back, so kind of regrouped a little bit there.
Yeah.
So, I'm covering the first game. The second game was on Habitation Station. So we'll do kind of a similar question to this, obviously, except difference being you guys have already, at this game, you played each other once. Did that alter your strategy at all going into this game? And how do you usually approach Habitation Station?
Yes, it did. I usually approach Habitation Station by immediately expanding to the gold.
Hmm.
Oh,
However, on the flip coin of that, you get like early bombarded to hell and back, and it doesn't really work in ZPZ because you
Yeah,
lose.
yeah,
So I decided to just kind of one base all in with a second hatchery, and
yeah.
I mean it more or less worked because for different reasons. If they do like an early expand and they take the gold, they've got nothing to defend. The early push, and also at the same time, I knew that the last game he had hit me with a bunch of lings early on, so I brought banelings with my lings, and I got speed really quickly. So I mean,
Yeah. Uh, I felt like you were going to do some early aggression, but I saw that that second hatch come up fairly fast. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Just get some spines up and wall off right there, which is something I was just trying that out and trying something new there.
mm,
Um, Normally I would reserve it for heavier roaches. Um, but a couple minutes in, I see a stream of zerglings fly by my spotting observer in the middle, and I say, okay, that's just enough time for these spines to get up. No big deal. And as soon as I said that, there's another forward pack of zerglings in my base. I said,
yeah,
crap. Um,
happens
so
every time.
yeah, I wasn't expecting the macro hatch at the natural. I was,
Mm.
if that had never gone down, I would have probably been more prepared, but it threw me for a loop.
It's weird the timing on that too because like I did a 14 pool and gas immediately after, so then I
Hmm.
droned up twice, got to 15, and then at like right as I got to 300 minerals, I put down the hatch. So it was very delayed as to my liking. I like to do it a lot earlier, but
Right.
what I do instead is I immediately afterward just build two queens in a row, and then I get to 28. I have my Overlord come out. I have both queens injecting just simultaneously, and it's sling, 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 sling.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
all right then. So, as a final question, since it was in the map pool, we didn't really get to play it. I'd like to ask your thoughts about merry-go-round. Obviously, regardless of whatever strategies you would have played on it, I'm just interested in what you think of the map.
Hmm. I love merry-go-round depending on the spawns.
Mm.
If you look at the map, I'll use top left and bottom for example.
Hmm.
Um, the way that the main and natural line up, um, for say I'm in the top left, it streams right into the natural of the enemy. So it's excellent for muta harass in the back.
Hmm.
And you can easily hop from the um, natural and go straight into the main. And if you want to be a little cheekier, look like you're pulling back and just swing around the other side and go into the natural that way. I've gotten a few players with that.
I like merry-go-round too, but the part that I have most difficulty with is pathing. I don't know. I haven't quite
Mm,
figured out the best way to make my units path correctly because like in the middle, there's definitely a lot of those crevices, and they kind of can, cut off your units if you put them in the wrong kind of choke.
yep.
So, I mean, it's fun to, like you said, like psych them out, maybe send a bunch of lings down the corner, or get spotted on purpose by an overlord, and then
Yeah.
bring the rest of your army down on top of them and pin them. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Now, yeah, and I do agree with that. And I was actually wrong. The naturals first on if you're on the bottom, but not the natural. The main is on the first.
Right.
But um, it the only time I don't like this map is against Protoss. You have those bays in the middle, the raised ground, and it's just excellent for a proxy Stargate.
Mm. Cool. All right. Well, I think that covers anything I wanted to throw in as far as questions are concerned. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you very much for playing, guys. Our next show match this evening occurs in 1 hour. So catch everybody back for that.
See
Thank
you
you.
guys.
Yep.
GG.